You owe $240,000. Tonight, you disappear. 3 collection calls a day. You stopped answering your phone weeks ago. The bank sent one more letter. It said foreclosure. He read it twice. That night, you searched something you never thought you would. How to disappear completely. 6 words. A plan started forming. This is what actually happens when someone vanishes on purpose. Stick around. By the end, you will understand exactly what it costs. 6 months earlier, your business was thriving. Then everything changed fast. A supplier scam, a lawsuit, then the bank pulled your credit line. In 4 months, the shop you built for a decade was gone. You had signed personal guarantees. The debt was not the business anymore. It was yours. Your name was now attached to every dollar. There was no walking away legally. So legally was the only option left. That is when the idea returned. If you were legally dead, could the debt die too? You needed to know. The truth is complicated. Debt does not simply vanish when you do. It transfers to an estate. But if there is nothing left, nobody collects. That was the loophole. An empty estate, nothing left to take. The plan needed a location. Somewhere with water, somewhere believable. A remote lake 3 hours north, popular for fishing accidents. You bought a fishing license under your real name. Every detail mattered. Cash only for supplies now, no trace, no card statements, no pattern. You wrote your wife a letter. You could never tell her the truth. That was the part that broke you, not the debt. Her face. 2 days before the trip, you packed everything you would actually need. A prepaid phone, new identity documents. Things a normal trip never needs. The morning you left, you hugged your wife like it was normal. It was the last time. She just did not know that yet. The drive north took 3 hours. You rehearsed the story the entire way. You checked into the campground using your real name. That part had to be real. Day 1, you fished in plain sight, let people see your face. You needed witnesses, people who would remember you were there. That night, you barely slept. Tomorrow was the actual plan. At dawn, you paddled out alone. Nobody else was awake yet. You left your boots on the shore, your jacket folded on a rock. Every detail was staged to look like a tragic accident. Then you swam to a hidden spot where your car was already waiting. You changed clothes behind the tree line. Your old life ended right there. By 9 that morning, another camper had already reported you missing. Search boats arrived by noon. You were already 2 states away. You watched the gas station television report your own disappearance. Hearing your own name on the news felt like watching yourself die. You drove for 18 hours straight. New city, new name, new rules. You rented a room in cash under a name that was not yours. The room was small. The silence was the loudest part. You had escaped debt. You had also erased everyone who loved you. A week later, you found work. Cash paid, no questions asked. A different name on your badge, a different man in the mirror. For the first time in years, no bills, no calls, no pressure. But freedom felt strange. It felt like a debt of a different kind. 3 months in, you saw her name online. You could not click away. A memorial page, photos of you, comments from people you loved. Your daughter had written something. You read it 4 times. She missed her dad. Not the debt, not the failure, just him. That night you almost drove back. You sat in the car for an hour. You did not go back. You told yourself it was for their safety. Insurance investigators do not stop at a fishing license and empty boots. An investigator noticed your credit card used 2 states away. A single gas station purchase. That was the mistake that started it all. You had used the old card once, out of habit, just once. That single swipe put a pin on a map with your name on it.
An investigator drove to that gas station and requested the security footage. There you were. Same face, same jacket, very much alive. The insurance company denied the claim. Fraud, they said. Investigation opened. Your wife was questioned. She said she had no idea you were alive. She was telling the truth. That was the part that made it worse. Meanwhile, 3 states away, you had no idea any of this was happening. You had built a small routine. Work, rent, silence. It felt survivable. Then a co-worker mentioned a viral post about a man faking death. Your stomach dropped. You knew exactly whose story that was. You could not tell if they meant you. You said nothing and left. You quit that job the next morning. No notice, no explanation. You packed the duffel bag again. Same bag, different kind of running. You moved 3 more times that year, each city a little smaller. Freedom had become its own kind of sentence, always looking over your shoulder. 1 year passed.
The investigation had quietly gone cold. Unsolved. No arrest. No charges. Just an unanswered question left behind. You settled into a small town under your new name. Nobody asked questions. You got a small apartment, a stable job, a life nobody could trace. Financially, you were finally free. Emotionally, you had never felt emptier. You started writing letters you would never send, just to feel connected. Your daughter graduated that spring. You watched from a photo online. You were not there. You would never be there again. Not really. Years later, your wife quietly remarried. You saw that too, eventually. You did not blame her. You had made that choice for her. You were debt-free. You were also a stranger to everyone who mattered. This is the part nobody talks about when they romanticize disappearing. You do not just lose debt. You lose birthdays, holidays, every ordinary moment. The money problem was solvable. It always had other solutions. Bankruptcy, negotiation, even walking away legally were all still possible. The people problem, once broken, never had a form to fix it. Today, you still live under that other name. It is home now. No debt collectors, no lawsuits. Also, no version of your old life. Some nights you wonder if the 200,000 was ever the real weight. Maybe the real debt was never money. Maybe it was always connection. That debt you are still paying. There is no settlement for that one. So before you ever consider disappearing, ask what you are really running from, because money can always be rebuilt. Some relationships never can. If this story affected you, you are exactly who this channel is for. Subscribe for more true stories like this one. Comment where you are watching from. Like this video if you made it to the end. See you in the next one.